The humidity in the operations tent was suffocating, thick enough to taste. Commander Jake Reeves stood over the satellite feed, his jaw clenched so tight his molars ached. 3 high-value targets, all in one place. 3 enemy generals who'd orchestrated attacks that had killed dozens of American soldiers in the past 6 months. They were having tea on a balcony in Kandahar, laughing untouchable. Distance is 2,847 meters, the intel officer said quietly. Wind variable, gusting to 15 knots. Temperature differential significant. It's an impossible shot, sir. Reeves didn't respond. He was already doing the math in his head, already knowing the answer. The world record was 3,540 meters, set by a Canadian sniper under near-perfect conditions. But this, 3 separate targets moving at that distance with those conditions? We could call in an airstrike, someone suggested. Negative, Reeves said. Civilian apartment complex adjacent. We'd kill 50 innocents minimum. The tent fell silent except for the hum of equipment and the distant call to prayer echoing across the desert. I can make it. Every head turned. Petty Officer First Class Sarah Chen stood in the entrance, her slight frame silhouetted against the Afghan sun. At 5'4", she barely met the height requirements for the Navy. But her scores at sniper school had been unprecedented. Perfect accuracy at ranges that made instructors shake their heads in disbelief. Chen, Reeves said carefully, I appreciate the confidence, but... Sir, I'm not being confident. I'm being accurate. She stepped forward, her dark eyes steady. I've been tracking wind patterns for the last hour. There's a window at 1,900 hours when the thermals stabilize. 7 minutes. I'll need a Macmillan TAC 50 with custom loads, a spotter I trust, and permission to take the shot. Reeves studied her. Chen had been with SEAL Team 7 for 18 months, the first woman to successfully complete the full sniper program and deploy with a frontline unit. She'd saved 3 teammates in Mosul with shots most men couldn't make on a range, let alone in combat. No one can make that shot, Reeves said flatly. I can. The 2 words hung in the air like a challenge. Around them, seasoned operators, men who'd spent decades in special operations, exchanged glances. The audacity was breathtaking. The confidence was either inspiring or insane. Reeves looked at the feed again. The 3 generals, sipping tea, planning their next attack. How many more Americans would die if they walked away tonight? You get one chance, he said. Miss and they scatter. We won't get this opportunity again. I won't miss. 2 hours later, Chen lay prone on a rooftop 2,847 meters from the target building. Her spotter, Chief Petty Officer Marcus Webb, settled beside her with the spotting scope. They'd worked together for a year, and Webb had learned to trust Chen's instincts even when they defied conventional wisdom. Wind's picking up, Webb murmured. It'll drop, Chen said, her breathing slow and controlled. Through the scope she could barely make out the balcony as a dark rectangle against the white building. The targets were invisible at this distance to the naked eye, just heat signatures and calculated positions. Her custom-loaded rounds sat in a neat row beside her. Each one represented hours of work, precise measurements of powder, custom-turned bullets designed to maintain stability through extreme distances. She'd been preparing for a shot like this her entire career without knowing it. 4 minutes to window, Webb said. Chen closed her eyes, visualizing the shot. The bullet would take nearly 4 seconds to travel the distance, dropping over 30 feet from the bore axis. She had to account for the Coriolis effect. The rotation of the Earth itself would push the round right. Wind would buffet it. Temperature would affect velocity, humidity, air pressure, elevation. A dozen variables that could turn a perfect shot into a miss by inches. 2 minutes. She chambered the first round, the metallic click loud in the silence. 1 minute. The evening call to prayer began, echoing across the city. On the balcony, the 3 generals stood, preparing to leave. It was now or never. Wind's dropping, now. You've got 7 minutes. Chen exhaled slowly, finding the natural pause between heartbeats. The first general's head centered in her crosshairs, just a dark dot against the lighter background. She made microscopic adjustments, trusting math and muscle memory honed through tens of thousands of practice rounds. She squeezed the trigger. The rifle bucked against her shoulder. Through the scope, she tracked the target, counting seconds. 1, 2, 3, fow! The general's head snapped back, and he collapsed. Hit, Webb breathed. Holy shit, hit! The other two generals froze, confused. They had 4 seconds before the sound of the gunshot reached them. Chen was already chambering the second round. Second target centered. Adjust for slight wind shift. Squeeze! The rifle roared. She chambered the third round while the second bullet was still in flight, already tracking the third target, who'd finally realized what was happening and turned to run. Second target hit, Webb confirmed. The third general made it 3 steps before Chen's final bullet found him. Third target down. All 3 down. All headshots. Webb's voice cracked with disbelief. All 3 goddamn headshots at nearly 2 miles. Chen safed her weapon, her hands perfectly steady. Exfil? Already inbound. Chen? Webb looked at her. That was impossible. No, she said, standing and breaking down her rifle with practiced efficiency. It was just difficult. There's a difference. Back at base, Reeves met them at the helicopter. His expression was unreadable as Chen approached. 3 for 3, he said. Confirmed kills, all headshots, at 2,847 meters in variable wind conditions. He paused. That's a new record. By a significant margin. Yes, sir. I told you no one could make that shot. Chen met his eyes. With respect, sir, you were wrong. For the first time in 6 months, Reeves smiled. Petty Officer Chen, you just saved about 50 American lives. Those bastards were planning an attack on a supply convoy tomorrow. He extended his hand. Well done doesn't begin to cover it. As they shook hands, the other operators gathered around, their initial skepticism replaced with genuine respect. In a world of elite warriors, Chen had just done something none of them thought possible. She'd proven that limits exist only until someone refuses to accept them.